All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Clannad, episode 8.
All right, last episode was a bit of a doozy. We had a couple big things get kind of focused on. Mm-hmm. We have our main characters grappling with the fact that, hey, okay, Fuko's sister, she has no idea what's going on here. She's heard some rumors, but that's something that kind of she'd rather not focus on. And then also the idea that since people are starting to forget that Fuko was even here, that means that
things could get all kinds of bad.
Things could get all kinds of sad.
Yes, that's right. And hey, Clannad, sadness, those two do seem like they would go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But,
thankfully there was a lot of comedy to break it up a bit.
Indeed, and it was awesome.
The comedy was insane.
It was fantastic.
It was really good.
And it's a great way to just keep us vulnerable, because that way our hearts open to things, and then suddenly pain comes in, and, there you go.
And then we're all like, why'd you do this to us?
Exactly.
You.
Yep.
Why?
But the real question is will Okazaki and Nagisa forget Fuko? And maybe even more importantly, will the fan club forget Fuko?
Never.
Oh, a new religion will be born. Yes.
Yes, indeed. She was incarnated into this world for a brief period of time.
But she was their
But
goddess.
her mark was left.
That's right.
Her
The starfish will be passed on. Yep.
From generation to generation.
Family heirlooms and everything, yeah.
Fuko is our guardian angel, indeed. Yes.
I mean, just look at that face. Absolutely terrifying, and will protect you from all bad stuff. Yep.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Oh, so he stopped being
like
a weird
a sigh of
person for a
relief, almost.
Yeah.
Or like a sigh of just oh, yada yada.
Right.
I mean, you could hand the starfish to one of them and then have them do it.
Sure. It's not the same if it's not coming from the adorable Fuko.
That's true, but what's her goal here? Oh, you asking about him though? You like kicking his ass?
It's one of the many constants in her life.
Oh, it took her a bit.
Yep.
She still hasn't acknowledged her presence though in the middle there though. Cool. And then showing just the two of them in frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And then Fuko by herself.
Oh, geez. Well, I guess we're saying goodbye to Fuko today.
I have no idea why you think that.
Aw.
Hugs.
What's the thumbs up?
Yeah.
Instinctive.
Right. I sense that a prank is going to be played on me.
Fuko's body just gave me a warning. What? Bruh.
Why would you do me dirty like that?
Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we're in an anime or something. Yeah, she could be dying.
Sure.
Oh god. So do they still see her? Yep, they acknowledge her. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Watch, the starfish bread is being entirely bought by the fan
Oh,
club.
Nagisa. Wait, so they're just gonna ignore the customer?
これだけ騒がしかったらイルスは通用しませんよ。
あ、
しまった
What? 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 Oh my god! Best couple. What? And then suddenly. I'm sorry about all the antics you could hear from the other room. That's a very serious wound. Yeah. No, for him, he can take it just fine.
No, talk about it.
昨日と今日何やってたんだよ。フーコもお前のこと待ってたんだぞ。
フーコちゃんか。授業をサボっていろいろ調べてみたんだよ。伊吹フーコってのことをな。磯貝フーコってのは嘘の名前だ。でも伊吹フーコは入院中。だったら僕らと一緒にいる子は誰なんだ？伊吹フーコの偽物か？偽物だったらそれでいいんだよ。でも違うだろ。だったらフーコちゃんは。
Yep.
岡崎。
Yeah.
確かめてきていいか？何を？隣町の病院まで行って、伊吹フーコの顔を見て。
Surprisingly good idea from Tsunohara.
Yep.
やめとけ。どうしてさ？
Yeah, why? Yeah, what are you so scared of?
Yep.
入院してるフーコを見ちまったら、こいつもフーコのことを忘れちまうような気がする。
No basis for that, really. None of the other people saw her in the hospital and they were forgetting about her all the same.
Yep.
でも僕は確かめなくちゃ気が済まない。
As much of a dumbass as Tsunohara is a lot of the time,
Yeah.
he has his moments.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
渚ちゃん、ついでに岡崎も。
おはようって、もう昼休みだぞ。
角原さん、今いらしたんですか？
Skipped past Fuko,
それ
too.
がおかしなことがあってさ、記憶喪失ってのはあんな気分なのかな。さっき気がついたら隣町の病院から出てくると思ったんだよ。自分じゃなんでそんなとこ行ったのか、やっぱり覚えていないんだ。
よかったらこれどうぞ。
Wait, did he notice her?
Seemed like.
何それ？星の彫刻ですか？
Floating in the sky?
こんなもの持って何し？お姉ちゃん何か思い出さない？
これと同じものがお前らの家にもあるはずだ。探してくれ。そして思い出してくれ。
思い出せない。
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like her mind can tell that something's off.
Yeah.
こうやって関係の薄かったものから忘れていくんだ。
Yeah, the closer they are to her, the more
俺も。
they'll hold on to, but it's still inevitable, yeah.
これよかったらどうぞ。ニコ、これどうぞ。もしもし、これをどうぞ。
That slow twisting of the knife.
Yep.
渚ちゃん、こんなやつと二人きりでいてもつまんないだろ。僕と学食で恋について語り合おうよ。
やめろよ。
何イライラしてんだか。なあ、フーコちゃんもなんか言ってやってくれよ。あれ、僕今変なこと言ったよな。
女の子の名前を言ったんだよ。
角原さん、思い出してください。
ダメだ。もう思い出せねえ。でも
Whoa, weird.
なんかそんなやついたなってさ。
これ。
なんで僕こんなもの持ってんだろう。なんなんだよこれ。手裏剣か？わかんねえよ。奥さん。そいつのこと嫌いじゃなかった。
Yep.
そんな気がするよ。
ふーちゃんです、角原さん。ふーこちゃんです。
ふーこ、
もういい。十分だよ。ありがとうな、角原。
Yeah, that means a lot.
優しい人なんですね。
Yeah, he cared about her enough and was close enough to her that.
Yep.
There it is, yeah.
お誕生日のプレゼントには少し早いですね。
じゃあ最悪ですって二度と言わないと誓った記念日。
見てます。
じゃあ一人を卒業した記念日。
一生共に歩み続けます。理由なんかなくていいです。私たちがふーちゃんにプレゼントしたいっていう気持ちだけでいいと思います。
Yes, of course. But I just love the idea that Fuko's like incapable of the improv thing of like, no, never.
Yep.
こんなのお前向きじゃん。
お誕生会のセットですね。
She loves it.
ふーちゃん、
Oh, she was drooling.
Yep.
ひょっとしてマジで欲しいのか
Apparently.
Oh. No, don't want it. No.
お前子供だよな
頭から離れないです。とても魅惑的なグッズです。
Attractive item.
Indeed.
And we got it, yeah.
とても嬉しいです。
まあお前が喜んでるならいいよ
Yeah. Little kicks.
Yep.
なんとなく悪い人じゃないよ。
Oh.
Not that bad of a person.
Yeah, yeah. What? You were surprised by that?
海牛より好きです。
Yay.
全然レベルがわかんないんだけど
海牛結構好きでしたから喜んでください。よかったです。
You're now like a 5 out of 10. Yeah.
Exactly.
中では触れていたくない
岡崎さんは口が悪いだけです。本当は心の温かな人です。
Mm.
お前そんな恥ずかしいことよく堂々と言えるな
恥ずかしいでしょうか。
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Even his joke back to her was like something that she kind of was like a bit sensitive to.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
岡崎さん、噴水です。
Okay. Okay.
Yo, Annie.
Yo, Annie. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes. I know, Fuko. Yes.
Fuko is doing her job.
Because all this time that Fuko's... Oh.
いや今お前たちの間に女の子が立ってたよ
Oh.
Yep.
今朝からずっとこうなんだなんかえらい大事なもん忘れてるみたいな気がしてよ間違えてサナエのパンでも食っちまいそうな気がする
Oh.
こんな時はこれしかね
Bonk.
ガキども相手にかっ飛ばしてくるか
I thought he was going to go bonk himself in the head.
Reverse amnesia.
すっかり忘れたわけじゃないんだ角から今日たちも
But he's about to.
おっさんもお前が好きなんだだからあんなに辛そうなんだよ
だったら嬉しいです。おかえりなさい。なぎさ、岡崎さん、
Yeah, her
ふう
too.
こちゃん。
Oh.
ただいまです。今日は楽しかったですか？今夜も一緒にお風呂に入りましょうか。ね、ふうこちゃん、なぎさも一緒に仲良く。
Wait, what?
見えないんです。ふうこちゃんが。私、今日病院に行ってきたんです。ふうき先生の結婚の話を聞いて、もしかしたらふうこちゃんは伊吹先生の妹さんじゃないかと思って確かめに。それから私も明夫さんみたいにふうこちゃんのことが
Oh, jeez.
Knowing that it's happening but not being able to stop it.
Yeah.
And trying to hold on.
ふうこちゃん、ずっとこのうちにいてもいいですからね。明夫さんも私も渚もみんなふうこちゃんのことを家族だと思ってます。
本当にこんな時が来るんだな
Yeah.
お父さんもお母さんもふうちゃんのことは。
学校にでも行くかフコ
Hmm.
うちには親父がいるし角原んとこ連れて行くわけにもいかないし
Okay.
Holding on.
Yep.
Because that's the next fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if we forget?
Yep. Go.
Daikosaku. Okay.
All right, we're
They're
saying
forgetting.
goodbye, and
Yeah.
everyone is starting to forget. And this was an episode that was very slowly paced.
Yep.
A lot of the characters that, we saw kind of forgetting about Fuko are, the characters that we've, gotten to know over the last few episodes or so. But they're kind of the, the fillings of the ensemble cast. So
Right.
the individual reactions of each of them are not necessarily going to hit home for me, but
Because it's not necessarily about those individual losses of connection, with like some of, say, the more like casual acquaintances at school or
Right.
whatever. It's
Yeah.
more of the how does that affect Fuko as she's realizing I am disappearing, from these
and-
people's lives.
And honestly, I think the reason why I this didn't hit as hard for me is just the idea that Fuko didn't process really much of any of it.
No.
And Fuko isn't the type of character to process much
Right.
of any of it. So I don't necessarily think she's going to before
yeah.
we basically say goodbye to her.
Right. The way she probably deals with it, or the way she seemed to deal with it, is she just gets very quiet and doesn't talk about it. Her usual sort of spunky, fun self
is diminished.
Is diminished.
Yeah. So therefore, the parts that hit the hardest are when you see the characters that we really do like have a lot of connection with, like Sunahara, the parents.
Yeah, those
Nagisa.
ones.
Those are the ones where it hits the hardest.
Sunahara, I forgot that was how Sunahara's moment of forgetting worked. I thought it was something. Well, or not that he forgotten that way, but that he remembers for a split second, right? And he's like, "Oh yeah, Fuko, yeah,
Right.
No,
Tell him, Fuko.
yeah, tell him Fuko."
Yeah.
Wait,
Who's that? What am I
Yeah.
doing? Whose memories are these?
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's-
that's the thing that I like.
rough, yeah.
For me, that's what makes it so much harder, because if it's truly unavoidable, right, and it's absolute and it's going to
Inevitable,
happen,
yep.
inevitable, you can kind of maybe come to accept that, even though it'll be something that's very painful.
Right.
But when hope is introduced, that maybe there's something that can be done. This can be
Yeah.
resisted. It's not, the
it's more
constant of the
powerful
universe, right?
Yep.
Then suddenly it gets a lot harder, because then it's like,
Yeah.
am I failing this person by forgetting about them, right? Is there something more I could be doing?
And
that's-
also they set up a really cool foreshadowed bit by having the mom still remember Fuko after the husband had forgotten.
Yeah.
Which means that, yes, Okazaki and Nagisa could forget at different times.
Yep.
Which means that one of them could be still seeing Fuko or remembering her like vaguely.
Oh, yeah.
While the other one has no idea who she is.
And given how they kind of talked about her this episode,
Yep.
right? Okazaki gets the sense that Nagisa would be the last to forget, right?
Yep.
So you could have something where Okazaki doesn't remember anymore, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Nagisa," right? And she's like, "But aren't you gonna help us with?" Oh,
Yep.
you can't see her anymore. You
Yeah.
don't know who I'm talking about.
I also
Okay.
think that there's a possibility that Okazaki could be the last one to forget. We'll
possible,
see.
yeah.
But the idea that either one of them being the last one to forget, instead of it being the two of them, will hit really hard, because there's been this this thing that I'm glad that they actually had almost in a very like obvious way, but without any words, implied that Fuko has accepted that she's going to be gone. I mean, she's obviously,
Yeah.
a coma ghost, so
Right.
she can't do anything really in the permanence sense other than make these starfish and share with people that
Yeah.
little bit of, why are there all these starfish that are just suddenly collecting or whatever? I
Right.
don't know. It's weird. But the idea that she's like, oh, I see these two.
Yeah.
I
know what's going on.
I know what's going on. I'm not stupid. I'm
Right.
I'm pushing them together.
And in a lot of ways, that's potentially one a way that Fuko can not be forgotten, because even if she ends up being forgotten, if they still remember the times that they shared with her, but they don't remember her, then that can at the very least be times that they remember of spending with each other.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. The way you were phrasing it.
It was a very roundabout way.
Yeah. I was just going to go direct to the idea that they just spent a bunch of time together.
Exactly.
They don't necessarily know why, but for some reason they were just really comfortable being with each other.
And they were some very fond memories.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they can't remember too many of the details because
Like
they're
the
not gonna
driving
remember.
force behind it.
Right. They're not necessarily going to remember that they were carving
Yeah.
starfish, or remember that time when we decided to carve a bunch of starfish for some reason?
Yeah. It was a really cool hobby. I got really good at it, but my fingers have a whole bunch of nicks in them now.
Were they starfish or were they just stars? No, I'm pretty sure they were
starfish for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I'm not a starfish guy, I'm actually more of a shuriken kind of.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that that's a really cool thing that we can come out of this with, is that obviously the Nagisa, Tomoya, or Okazaki, Furukawa relationship is like the main line story here, and this stuff with Fuko is like an arc of sorts, and it has a very clear, defined kind of ending mechanic that's going to tear it away from us.
Exactly, right.
And it's going to be painful when that happens, because I don't think Nagisa is going to do well with this. One of the things that's been really interesting to see her kind of in just the way that KyoAni just does all this lovely extra character animation, where it's like, yes, no words are being said. It's just body
So much being
language.
communicated.
So much being communicated without words. This is going to hit really hard for her, because I feel like she's gone through a similar experience of this. Coming back to school, where not everyone's going to know her, or her friends are going to have moved on or graduated or what have you. She's going to feel invisible.
Right.
It's going to literally be something that she's gone through. And then the idea that, Okazaki then being the first real friend she's made.
Right,
at
the
school
first person
since
that
then.
saw her.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it's something that could be really, really powerful. I loved the little bit with the sisters.
That was great.
They're being like, this is so annoying. What's going on?
Right, because they're trying. It's like it's still there. The memories aren't completely gone. It's foggy, right? They can't actually reach them. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Pretty light discussion, potential stuff here. I think that there's some really like sweet like moments that they did in this episode where it was like, oh wow, like this is a really like cute, almost like romantic scene if you remove the whole Fuko situation out of this here. So I really think that they're using this arc, if you will, as like a springboard to move to the next stage of things for the Nagisa Okazaki like relationship side of things there. Because I definitely think that that's where the majority of the romance, if anything, is gonna come from. Yeah. But yeah.
And who knows? Maybe they'll end up a bit like, well, actually, like Nagisa's parents. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. Like if the romance does end up being a thing that works out and stuff. I don't know. I love every time that Nagisa's parents are just shown on screen. Like, they're wonderful.
Oh, I get what you're saying. That they just end up kind of in their kind of dynamic, their goofy aspect there. I think that kind of fits. The dad is a bit of a prankster, like Okazaki. But yeah. I do like specifically though that Fuko is still able to banter a bit with Okazaki.
Yes,
throughout the majority.
It's like that constant being able to go back to the comedy and basically put aside all the heavy stuff that they're dealing with for a bit. Yeah. Yeah.
And each of them gave Fuko an opportunity to have her like cute face on.
Yeah.
Which was wonderful.
And now she understands that, wait, hold on. I'm in my starfish happy mode. I feel like I'm about to get pranked. Wait a minute. Defense mode, Fuko.
Yes. Oh, no. Yeah. Fuko's body sent Fuko a warning.
Exactly. There's going to be a straw from a juice box put up my nose or something like that.
Something. Yeah. It's kind of funny in that, in a lot of ways, this feels very much like the plot of a lot of other animes, like little B plots and stuff kind of thrown in there. So I'm not really as like, like super in on that whole thing. But the comedy feels so meta and so like versed in basically what this kind of like slice of life romantic comedy ends up being.
Yep.
That I'm just like, I see what you're doing there. There's all these little jokes and jokes and references and things like that makes it really fun. So hey, keep up this formula. But yeah, I think I'm ready to move on from the Fuko stuff. I don't think that
you don't want them to twist the knife even more.
Well, no, I feel like it's getting milked a bit
too much.
Bit too much.
Okay,
here. Yeah. It's just a thing where like emotionally I care, but I'm caring more about the Nagisa like Tomoya.
Right, the effect on the characters around Fuko than necessarily on Fuko herself.
Yeah, and there can only be so many times where you hear her say "dozo, dozo, dozo," and it's like
that's very true. Yeah. We know how this is.
I know how this is going. Let's get to the wedding.
Right. While it has some extra meaning because it's showing how she's trying to sort of like just persevere through it.
Yeah, there's going to be a point where Fuko won't be willing to do this anymore.
And that's probably going to be one of the more heartbreaking things about this arc is that from all these times where we see her again and again repeatedly hold out the starfish.
I get that, exactly.
It's like when's the other shoe gonna drop and she's just gonna stop
doing it because
it's
just not worth it. Yeah. Or just start like stop making the starfish too.
Sure.
Like the idea of like, oh, well, I mean, if you guys want to do this, you can, but like, I'd rather just, enjoy my last, little bits of time with you all. So, yeah. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.